The Wonderful 101 Kickstarter has officially launched, and we actually got some interesting details about how this game came to be. A Nintendo Switch exclusive is actually heading to PC now. PS5 updates are going to be coming very soon, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any in the month of February. And finally, a game that has been leaked for the Nintendo Switch has officially been confirmed, and it's kind of an interesting game. What's going on, guys? I'm RGT85. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And without any further ado, let's jump into the world of video game news and see what's happening. So first off, yesterday on the channel, we of course talked about Platinum Games getting into the self-publishing division, and their first game was allegedly going to be the Wonderful 101 Remastered, coming to a variety of platforms. Now, the main thing about this was that it was going to be a Kickstarter game, which I'm a bit leery of, especially when it comes to bigger companies using Kickstarter, because I feel like it could set an unhealthy precedent going in the future. If all companies go to crowdfunding for these games, there could be some issues arising from that, but obviously I'm a bit in the minority with that because a lot of people seem to be very excited about this Kickstarter project, way more than I thought they would be, because when you look at the Wonderful 101 on the Wii U, it was definitely a niche game. It wasn't a game that sold very well, it didn't move hardware or anything like that, but it seems like there is a dedicated fan base that did want this game. Now, Platinum Games' base goal for this was just $50,000 for the Nintendo Switch version of this game. Now, at the time of the filming of this video, they have eclipsed that at $1.2 million. So obviously there is a demand for this game. People seem to be excited for it. There are over 18,000 backers right now for this game, and the total just keeps going up and up every minute. But what's interesting about it, like I said, was the $50,000 baseline goal. The way things were working with this was $50,000 was for the Nintendo Switch version of the game. They wanted $250,000 for a Steam version, $500,000 for a PS4 version, $1 million for a Time Attack, and now there are some additional stretch goals in this as well. But $50,000 for a Nintendo Switch version of the game is obviously very low, especially when you're considering that this is scheduled to release in April of 2020. Yes, just a few months away, this game will actually be releasing. Now, what's interesting about this is I feel like the Nintendo Switch version of this game was done, and based on what Hideki Kamiya of Platinum Games has said, there's definitely a lot of reason to think that this version of the game was already completed, because Nintendo was actually willing to publish this game on the Nintendo Switch with one caveat. They wanted this to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive title. They did not want it to be a multi-platform game. You're not going to see Nintendo publishing games on the PS4 or Steam or anything like that anytime soon because, well, that's not what Nintendo does. They're not Microsoft. But I was definitely very intrigued by this Kickstarter campaign and learning about all the sort of ins and outs of the licensing of the Wonderful 101 and just how Platinum Games is going to go in the future with this. Nintendo wanted this to be a Switch exclusive, but Platinum Games wanted to sort of spread their wings a bit more. There's a lot of cool physical goodies in the game as well, but one thing I'm actually interested in is the fact that if you look at the physical listing for the game, it says that there will be a backer exclusive box art. So more than likely this game will be hitting retailers. It might be a bit limited in supply, but definitely a very interesting story, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what Platinum Games does in the future. Supposedly they want to have 3 more games. Another game that's being sort of thrown around is Scalebound potentially returning as well. That's what the whole Platinum 4 website was about yesterday. They have 4 games evidently that they are wanting to self-publish. Now, will they go the crowdfunding route with this? Obviously, this has been a huge success. It will continue to be a huge success. They're probably going to hit over $2 million with this project. So it's definitely very interesting to see how much people are anticipating this game. And I will be picking it up when it comes out in April, but me personally, I won't be backing the Kickstarter. But let me know if you back the Kickstarter and what goodies you got in the comment section down below. Next up, we have a Nintendo Switch exclusive game that is actually jumping to PC. But RGT, you just said that Nintendo isn't publishing games for the PC or PS4. I mean, you're right. This was a second-party collaboration effort, and that game is Damon Ex Machina. Now, Damon Ex Machina released over the summer for the Nintendo Switch. It got a couple demos on the Nintendo Switch eShop as well, and the game got decent review scores as well for this game. Now, I did not play the full release of the game. I did play the demos for it, and I thought it was pretty fun, but it just sort of was a casualty of things going on with the Nintendo Switch at that time. There were definitely bigger games that were sort of overshadowing the release of Damon Ex Machina. It came out in a very, very busy month for the Nintendo Switch, and I always felt like it was going to be a casualty of the Nintendo Switch lineup just because of the fact of the release of this game with so many other games coming out and mech games just sort of being a niche thing. Now, I will be interested to see how Marvelous does with this game on the PC. If the PC crowd will sort of gravitate towards this game and give them a additional sales and whatnot. Obviously, it probably didn't sell very well on the Switch. We haven't heard any sales statistics for it. We've heard about games like Astral Chain and of course Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 selling over 1 million copies, but everything's been quiet on the Damon Ex Machina front. I do think it is pretty interesting though, just how quickly this game went from a Nintendo Switch exclusive to now a multi-platform game being available on the PC. Sure, it's still a console exclusive, but will Damon Ex Machina maybe end up on other platforms as well? I guess time will tell with that. I guess sort of the PC sales will indicate that as well, but definitely an interesting situation going on there. Next up, let's talk about some PS5 stuff, because a lot of people were saying that there was going to be a big event for the PS5 in the month of February. Obviously, the month of February has just started out, but people are hungry for PS5 information, especially after the fact that we've gotten some Xbox Series X information. We saw the system, we saw a game running on the system, we got some basic specs for the system as well. So people are just as hungry for PS5 information, if not potentially more hungry, because PS5 is definitely a mystery. Now, both of these systems are of course coming out during holiday of 2020, so there's going to be some stiff competition going on between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But bringing it all back, like I said, a lot of people and a lot of rumors were circulating that there was going to be a PS5 related event that will showcase off the system happening in February. Obviously, Sony is once again skipping E3, so really the ball is in their court for when they want to announce this. Well, today we got some PS5 related sites that went up by Sony, and well, you might be waiting a bit longer for PS5 information. Basically, it says the following: we have begun to share some of the incredible features you can expect from the PlayStation 5, but we're not quite ready to fully unveil the next generation of PlayStation. Sign up below to be among the first to receive updates as we announce them, including news on the PS5 release date, PS5 price, and upcoming roster of PS5 launch games. Now, outside of Godfall, which of course we got a trailer for at the Video Game Awards 2019, we don't know anything about the PS5. It's just been pretty much rumored about what this system is going to be doing. And one of the rumors that's actually floating around out there as to why Sony isn't talking about the PS5 yet is because they want to know what the price of the Xbox Series X is going to be before talking about the PS5 price. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that is kind of what Sony likes to do. Even looking back to the original PlayStation, that was one of their big things when they came out on stage and the Sega Saturn had been announced and unveiled, and they came out and said $299, and like that was it. You know, it was $299 for the PlayStation 1 versus $399 for the Sega Saturn. There might be something to that. I think Sony may be sort of dragging their feet a little bit to see what the Xbox Series X is going to launch at. My personal theory is that the Series X is going to be $500 with the PS5 being $400, but really that's just sort of basing it on market trends. We haven't heard any sort of concrete information on this. It'll definitely be very exciting, but I do hope these next gen announcements do start rolling out. I mean, we are in February. I think it is time to start talking about things like this, so hopefully they come sooner than later. And finally, a new leaked Nintendo Switch game that was popping up on various rating boards has officially been confirmed, and it's releasing a lot sooner than I think a lot of people were anticipating, and that is Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. Now, this is not the first time that Saints Row has been on the Nintendo Switch. Of course, Saints Row 3 came out on the Nintendo Switch pretty recently, within the last year or so, and there were some problems with that game. There was definitely some performance issues with the Nintendo Switch version of that game. I have not played it since subsequent patches have been released. Hopefully those patches did help with the performance issues, but I think the Saints Row series does have a place on the Nintendo Switch, especially considering the fact that for whatever reason, Rockstar is not bringing the Grand Theft Auto series to the Nintendo Switch. Open world games are very fun, and I've never played Saints Row 4, but this trailer looks absolutely crazy. Evidently, you're like the president, and there's UFOs and super attacks and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems like a really over-the-top sort of fun game. If you're looking for a more gritty crime-style game, this probably won't fill that sort of niche for you, but the game will be releasing on March 27th, so about a month and a half from now, you'll be able to play Saints Row 4 on the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, March already has another big game for Nintendo Switch owners with Animal Crossing, but I don't think those sort of audiences really cross over all that much, although I'll be buying both of them, so I don't know. Now, the game will be launching at $40 and is getting a physical release, and it will include all 25 of the DLC packs. There's going to be drop-in and drop-out co-op as well online, so you can play the game with your friends, and I don't know, I'm kind kind of excited to check out this game. Sure, I could check it out on other platforms because obviously it's going to be cheaper on them as it's already been released, but I am interested to see how this port of the Nintendo Switch version of the game does turn out. We will be reviewing it on the channel because I'm sort of a sucker for open world games. I do have a lot of fun just sort of dicking around in them and making my own sort of chaos. So yeah, Saints Row 4 has officially been confirmed by Deep Silver. It'll be coming out at the end of March. It's 40 bucks. You're getting 25 DLC packs, drop in and drop out co-op. So maybe this is a game that you'll want to check out, but maybe you should wait for my review of it first. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of everything. Are you surprised that the Wonderful 101 Remastered Kickstarter was so successful? What do you think of Damon Ex Machina making the jump? What do you think the PS5 is going to cost? And are you going to check out Saints Row 4 when it comes out on the Switch at the end of March? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel. I really enjoyed how that Halo DS video came out. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, that uploaded on Sunday, make sure you guys check that out. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.